What's up, guys? My name is Gilgamesh V9, and you're watching a Mass Effect 3 video. Hoo hoo hoo, I know, Mass Effect 3. It's been a while. Well, for those of you who are new to my channel, at least since I started making Call of Duty stuff, yeah, I do actually make Mass Effect videos. That was the original basis of my channel, or, at least when it got slightly more popular. So yeah, this is me, and I'm making Mass Effect 3 videos. So, I wanted to do a series called Beginner Builds or Builds for Beginners, something like that, where I just kind of show builds that like everyone should be able to get, like the new characters, or I mean the original characters that you get on disc. So the commons and uncommons, using common and uncommon weapons with common and uncommon gear. I just figured this would be a better way to kind of say, okay, if you're new to the game, which a lot of people are now that the trilogy edition came out, okay, here are some ways that you can use these beginner classes and use them to succeed. So, without further ado, let's get into the build. So, right here, the first video I'm doing is of the engineer, the human male engineer, although human female, they have the same powers. So right here you can see I'm using the Madoc 10 with the clip and the barrel upgrade. You can also see my equipment down there. Hopefully I go over that. But here's my build: 3 in combat drone. Just 3 pity points really. It's nice to have something else for the enemies to shoot at. Full bottom stuff in Incinerate. That's just what I seem to find using the best. Overload, I want to go chain overload, neural shock, and then another chain. That just seems to work best. And then you go for damage capacity and power damage on that one. And then fitness, go full health and shields. So yeah, max out incinerate and overload, because those are going to be your main points. Combat drone, you only really need 3 in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So as for the gear, just kind of whatever you think is best. So let's get into the game. So right here I'm with my 2 friends, Conman and Praetorian. Yes, we're aware that Praetorian, the enemy, and they always always get in fights. Unfortunately, you can't do the missile, get rid of the missile launcher trick on this guy, but you can in fact just do it on the ladder or anything, but not with the heavy melee. So anyway, we are fighting Reapers on Firebase Dagger. So this is a pretty quality setup. I have the armor piercing ammo just because wanted that. So right here, the basic way you want to just play this guy is like a soldier, but you just have the ability to strip shields and to stun enemies and to damage armor and apply damage over time with incinerate and stuff like that. So it's really just a nice, it's a soldiery build, but you have these powers at your disposal. And a lot of engineers, that's how you play them. But this one especially, I find the most success just playing like a soldier, giving him a nice gun like the Madoc. The Madoc is a very good assault rifle. I would even say one of the best assault rifles. I think the Harrier is definitely better. Parker rifle's good. Besides that, I think the Madoc's probably the best. But this guy, he's very good. I would give him a marksman rifle like the Madoc. Since he has the ability to stun things and to kind of debuff them and make sure that they're stunned, and in a spot that they're frozen effectively. You know what I'm saying. If you stun, they're easier to get headshots with. And a gun like this, that's more of a marksman rifle, semi-automatic, high damage. It's very, very good for getting headshots and stuff like that. And you can see right here, I am using the fact that fire explosions are very easy to get with this guy, as well as tech bursts. For those of you who don't know, incinerate followed by an overload will cause a tech burst, or a fire explosion rather, and then the reverse will cause a tech burst. So an overload followed by an incinerate will cause a tech burst. So you have the ability to do a lot of damage to armor, and then you have the ability to do a lot of damage to shields. So depending on which enemy you're facing, you can really handle them quite effectively. Since I'm fighting Reapers, fire explosions are the way to go. They're mostly armor and health. I think Marauders and Banshees are really the only thing you need to use Overload for, besides stunning stuff. I know Husks, it's very nice to just be able to use a chain overload with a neural shock, and that'll stun 1 or 2 that are running at you, and definitely do damage to them, allow you to kind of back up and shoot them, and that way you might not need to say pop out of cover and expose yourself to Ravagers or anything like that. but it's very nice, and this character works great against Reapers. He because he can fire explode stuff very easily. He makes just absolute mincemeat of brutes and ravagers because they're big and slow and they don't move, you know, all that much. Brutes obviously will charge you, but they're really big and easy to hit targets. So they can't really dodge powers. Ravagers don't dodge. Banshees kind of dodge because they teleport, but they don't. And they do that power absorption bubble thing too, which can be annoying. But they don't really dodge that much either. Husks are stupid, they just run blindly right at you. Cannibals can't dodge. So Marauders are the only thing that can actually like dodge powers, which is very good for any power-oriented class. This guy is very, very good against Reapers, just because of his ability to fire explode, but he is just as good against, say, Geth and Cerberus. Collectors he'll find some trouble just because obviously they have the ability to make him not be able to use powers, but because he's designed as a soldier plus some extra stuff, that means that he can handle Collectors fairly easily, even if he gets hit by a swarm and, you know, can't incinerate something or something like that. But yeah, so fighting Geth and Cerberus, you're going to probably use a lot more Overload, just because that'll stun more things on the Cerberus side, stun everything on the Geth, and Tech Bursts will obviously do a lot more to the Geth because they are synthetic, and they have a lot of shields. Same thing as Cerberus, they have a lot of shields, and Tech Bursts are always good for that. But they do have more stuff that can dodge, so Overload is better for those guys because that hits instantly. Incinerate does have a travel time, so they have more time to dodge it. So right here, you know, just hit a brute with an Incinerate, put shots on him until your cooldown is back. So like right here, Incinerate, and Overload for a nice fire explosion. So just keep doing that, and you'll be fine. Just put shots on him in between powers, and you'll have a surprising damage output. I've used this character, not with this, I actually use the Geth Plasma Shotgun on him usually, but for the purposes of this video I decided to put the Madoc on him just because that's more of an easier gun to get. It's an uncommon, so most beginners should have it fairly easily. If you don't, well, there are lots of other guns you can use in this guy. The Avenger's good with him. You want to use something mid-range, I would say, is the best way to go about it. He's definitely a mid-range fighter. If someone gets too close to him, probably your best bet is to overload to stun them and then try and back up. He is not the tankiest of all characters, so you do kind of want to keep the enemies at arm's reach where you can hit them with powers. You know, do lots of damage to them, whittle away, and then just kind of back up as they advance. That's probably how I'd play this guy. So that's why Reapers are really good, because they're kind of slower moving guys, which lets you do lots of damage to them at range. So yeah, definitely a solid class. If anyone's doubting the ability of the engineers, and you don't, this guy is very good. I'm using the right hands, and with just a little bit of practice, anyone can really be good with him. So right here, Banshees. Of the 3 people on my team, so me, and then there's my friend Connor is playing the Krogan Warlord and Hot Pink, of course. And then my friend Alex, or Praetorian, he's playing a Destroyer, I believe. But of those 3, you'd be surprised, I'm actually the best at taking out bosses, especially on Reapers, just because the Warlord can be sync killed by Brutes and Banshees. So I'm a better distance fighter. That's the Destroyer could do well. He just doesn't have that many weapons that can handle this stuff. But Madoc 10 with armor-piercing ammo and supporting my powers means I'm the best for taking down bosses. Like I said, fire explosions do wonders against big, slow-moving stuff. So it's very, very easy to take down bosses. And with Overload and Incinerate and all those AoE stun powers, all the little troops get shredded as well. So this guy, again, very, very good. I don't even use my combat drone that much. I think the only time I do regularly is if there's like a hack objective or something. I'll put it down near me just so it has like the little shock attack, and it'll stun dudes as they come and try and kill me. And that's kind of nice. It's an extra thing for people to shoot at. It's pretty much the only reason I'd use it. But it's not a necessary thing. If you wanted to put put 0 in combat drone and then go full 6 in the passives, there's no problem with doing that. That's a perfectly acceptable thing. But yeah. So anyway, I think you get the basic idea. I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about with this guy. If you just play him like I would, if you can't figure out how to play this guy, just do what I do, and it works very, very well. So that'll be it for this video. I think the next one I'll do is the Human Adept, I believe I do next, and then the Sentinel. So if you guys have any classes that you want me to do, I want to do all the humans, and then I want to do all the uncommons as well. If you guys have a class that you're saying, you know what, I can't figure out how to play this guy, can you do a guide video? Just let me know in the comments. I will look into that. I will try and record some before the map packs in Call of Duty come out. And if you're here for Call of Duty, don't worry, I will play the new maps. I will upload some more videos with that. I have plenty of COD videos on my hard drive, but I've just been playing Mass Effect recently. So yeah, subscribe if you're new here. I do beginner guides like this for Mass Effect, so and some more advanced stuff if you ask me. And I do post Call of Duty from time to time. So yeah, hope you find some success with this with this build, and I hope you can do well with forgotten characters. So I'll see you guys later.